What's going on, ladies and gents? Welcome to Collectors Gone Digital. My name's Josh, and on today's episode, we're covering 𝗘𝗿𝗺, a company in the gaming space. Now, yesterday, I did actually put out an image over on X to promote this episode, and before we actually get into any of the content, I do want to clarify some of the info in that image. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Alright, so a little bit of a hiccup here, and I do want to clarify. This is the image I used over on X to promote the episode. As you guys can see, circled at the top there is 𝗘𝗿𝗺 as one of their favorited tabs. The mistake I made here was thinking that this screenshot came from an ECOMI member's computer. The reason why I thought this was because I didn't think it was an officially confirmed image. Somebody actually commented on that post, sent the link to an ECOMI Medium article that actually had this exact screenshot in it. And I originally got it from the community. So this is an official image. The problem here is that the POV you see of this image on screen could potentially just be a random community member who screenshotted it from the article. And I thought it was a member from ECOMI back in the day whose computer screen got leaked. So we are going to make light of the situation, but funny enough, I do actually still think there is a connection potentially between VeVe and 𝗘𝗿𝗺. But if there isn't, and the team is watching this, I hope this video shines a light on a potential relationship with the company, because the potential is, well, you guys will see. Last thing I will note is this is an official image, so just saying, Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon. Moving on. Alright, so as I did mention, I have seen this company before, but for anybody who has not, 𝗘𝗿𝗺𝗺, in their words, is AR to crowd around. I guess another way of saying messing around. Their marketing is a little weird, I must say. So there's three main sections of their website: play, make, and collaborate, and this all has to do with their holographic gaming. And immediately when I started doing research on this company, the comment that David has made about tabletop games being in the back of his shops and how important that space is for his customers to build relationships, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, this is the next step. It's allowing people to play tabletop games, but in a more immersive way. And just like a developer for the App Store, right? Creating an app for the Vision Pro, developers can create apps for the 𝗘𝗿𝗺𝗺. So they are the digital version of tabletop games. And it's the next step for what David already says is a very important component of his physical business. So next up, I want to talk about their games here, and keep in mind their library is always growing. But they say their headset provides no eye strain, no headaches, and no motion sickness. And they also say it allows you to face off face to face. Trash talk is always better together. So I'm going to try and toss a bunch of examples up on screen. And when I actually get down to the review section of their website, Mr. Steve Wozniak, co-founder of Apple, is one of their reviews, and he says he was very impressed. So in my opinion, given that man's history and just what he's seen in the tech space, that's nothing to take lightly. Now, in terms of the system and how it works, you're going to have glasses, a wand, and then the game board itself. So the glasses are lightweight, low heat, and pretty effing stylish. They like to use the word effing a lot on their website, but it's made for all-day play. The wand is intuitive, adaptable, and just kind of magical. It's made to be an extension of your hand, and then the game board is foldable and a retro-reflective portal to digital worlds. So it's made to be a home for holograms in your home. Now, over on their website, there is going to be a section that talks about enterprises and how other companies can actually integrate this tech, okay? There's two things on this page I want to point out. We scroll down here on the right-hand side. Visualize nearly any 3D file or data set. When I thought about that, I immediately thought of VeVe developing the 3D assets and then being able to test them on the tilt board prior to them actually importing them into the app. So they can model the collectible, texture it, and then import it onto the board to see exactly what the final product looks like to ensure they have the final look that they want. Now, without mentioning some of the same points that we've already mentioned, they do tend to just reiterate the same stuff in different words all over their website. I'm going to scroll past all this. But this man right here, his name in that company, sounds familiar, doesn't it? We have Mr. Anthony 𝗘𝗿𝗀, founder of CAVRNUS. And 𝗘𝗿𝗺𝗺 actually has a working relationship with them. In fact, this is something we are going to cover later on in the episode, where I actually have some footage of 𝗘𝗿𝗺 inside of CAVRNUS. So make sure to stay tuned for that. He says you don't feel like you're looking through a window, you feel like you're looking at objects. You're really in a mode of suspending disbelief. Now, a section of their website talks about making holograms. I took a word out there. They really seem to like the F word. But scrolling down here, they're going to talk about some of the benefits for developers. So the 𝗘𝗿𝗏 SDK gives you everything that you need to turn your thing into a mind-blowing, full-on immersive 3D holographic experience. And right below, you can download the SDK for Unity, Unreal Engine, or native C, which I'm not too familiar with. Design and develop in a new dimension. Their holograms actually appear well above and below the table. A new twist on shared social experience, and a free SDK. So no markup on hardware. Every kit is a developer kit. No license or fees required. Now, in terms of actually making the holograms, I am going to toss a video on screen in a sec here, but you add their SDK to your project. You drag the game board prefab into your scene. You unfold the physical game board on your table, put on the glasses, look at the game board, and you're going to see the holograms. And then apparently you have to pick your job off the floor. But the video I'm tossing on screen right now is going to show you one of their developers making real-time changes to a scene, okay? And what he does is he makes these changes inside of Unity or Unreal Engine, one of the two. He clicks a button to set it live, tosses the headset on, and then all of a sudden sees the entire scene he just built inside the game engine on the board. He then takes it a step further, and he actually toggles on a setting so that people who aren't wearing the glasses and just watching through the screen can actually see what he's seeing through the headset. And he mentions how this feature is ideal for streaming. We make the window, you make the world. So motion tracking comes standard. There's no room scanning, no calibration, and they even image stabilize and reproject at 180 frames per second. Now, scrolling down a little bit, we're talking about cross-compatibility. So 𝗘𝗏𝗏 can connect and play with instances running on PCs, smartphones, or the Stream Deck. You're also able to develop in your preferred engine. And as mentioned before, those engines are going to be Unity, Unreal Engine, and native C. So Unity and Unreal Engine 5, as many of you guys probably know, are going to be the two game engines that support the VeVeverse. What it looks like to me, or what it sounds like, is that I can take their SDK from 𝗘𝗏𝗏 and import it into my project in Unity, which would then allow me to create an application for the board. But what's even more interesting is the footage inside CAVRNUS shows that this board can be used in a digital environment as well. And I'll toss that on screen for you guys now. Now, when I was doing research for this video, I happened to come across an actual case study with 𝗘𝗏𝗏 and another company called PaperCrane. Now, this case study wasn't posted on 𝗘𝗏𝗏's website. I actually found it through PaperCrane. So I'm not going to go through the entire thing here, but there are a couple points I want to address. The first one is the game library. The second point, 𝗘𝗏𝗏 seems to have built an easily navigable and modifiable game library with extensive filtering options for PaperCrane. Does that not sound like something applicable to VeVe? 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗍. I couldn't stop thinking about those as I was building this video out. And then I also want to hop down to the bottom point there, custom solutions. So they implemented custom coding for game filtering, geo-targeting, and various CMS enhancements. This is exactly why I was saying if they don't have a relationship with 𝗘𝗏𝗏 now, I hope this video shines some light on the potential they could do with them. Because the 𝗘𝗏𝗏 board would be ideal for games to be built with the 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗍 and the Disney villains, and then for us to be able to augment those onto a tabletop game. Guys, this approach makes so much sense to me, especially just tying it to that comment that David always makes about the tabletop games. If David recognizes the importance of table games, why wouldn't they adopt the next step for their business? And it fits perfectly. So I'm not necessarily saying that, oh my God, this could be something where we create our own games for our own collectibles, but VeVe working with their licensors and a company like 𝗘𝗏𝗏 to create custom games That's something that I can see. So I would love to get your guys' opinion on this. I know we had the little hiccup with the screenshot at the beginning of the video. I'm assuming that's just some random person, not a team member. But regardless, after looking more into this company, there's just too many things that add up that go, okay, this would make so much sense for VeVe to get involved in. And don't forget, 𝗘𝗿𝗺 has a working relationship with CAVRNUS, so they could have very well crossed paths through that partnership. So I would love to know what you guys think about this. Do you see the potential? What kind of applications can you see VeVe implementing with something like this, if they were to at all? And if you guys are interested, I know we've done some topics on potential games inside the VeVeverse. I would also be happy to put together a video talking about potential game applications with something like this. So how you can use the Marvel Mighties and stuff like that. Ladies and gents, that's going to conclude today's episode. I hope you enjoyed. That was some information on 𝗘𝗿𝗺 and how they could potentially be connected to VeVe. Now, we did also mention our fitness collection is going to be dropping in the coming weeks. That will be happening in March. But in the meantime, we do have some new designs that have dropped for February. So if you guys are interested in checking those out, you can do so using the link down below. But if you enjoy the content, make sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below what you want to see in a future episode. And as for next, I'll catch you then.